Hello and welcome to another episode of Author Fan Face Off. We've got one great author, one big fan. We've picked a book by the author and we'll find out who knows it best.
Nice.
I'm Steve Sheinkin and my co-host, really I don't have to introduce, I don't think, Stacey Rattner, the leaping librarian.
Woo!
And as our author today, we have Kate O'Shaughnessy with her novel, her Newbery Honor winning novel, The Wrong Way Home. Kate, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Awesome. And Stacy is going to introduce our challenger today.
Yes. So today we have Stella, a fourth grader from Michigan, and she loved the book so much that she read 6 chapters in one night and couldn't put it down. And she's nodding, yes. But just some other few things about her. She loves roller derby, which I think is really cool, and Roller Girl, the book, which we have had another episode of.
Yep.
And she is an excellent mother's helper. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. So welcome, Stella and Kate.
Yeah. Kate, can you tell us just a little bit? I mean, we've read the book and love it, but if you had to give a little short intro to for people who haven't read it without giving spoilers, what would you say?
Yes, I will say, so The Wrong Way Home is about Fern and her mom who live in a sort of off the grid community in upstate New York. And it's very, they live off the land. It's a lot of focus on not creating a lot of waste and, a lot of sort of they call themselves sort of an eco-futurist community. And Fern thinks that everything is sort of going pretty well in their life until one night in the middle of the night, her mom wakes her up and says, "Don't make a sound." And they abscond to the other side of the country, to Northern California, to a small seaside town. And the story is one of Fern trying to get back to her home, pretty much the only home she's ever really known and felt sort of loved and known by. And as this process goes on, there's sort of a lot of things that she's uncovering the truth about. So it becomes a push and a pull of whether to return home or to create a new one in her new place.
Perfect.
Great. And I just want to put in a little plug that when we did our mock Newbery, our consensus club had voted for The Wrong Way Home to win. So and it won an honor. So we love it so much. This is for Stella. The ranch where Fern and her mom have lived the past 6 years is located in what state?
New York.
Woo!
I knew that one.
Okay, now Kate.
Yes.
A little bit harder. Fern and her mom leave the ranch and end up in California. What is the name of the motel where they live?
Oh no, not the first one. Oh no. So the name of the motel changed a couple of times. Oh, I do not remember what the name of the motel is. Oh my gosh.
That's happened a lot with authors, where they thought or the name of a pet or something where they're just changed several times throughout the
Yeah.
different drafts.
Oh, well, phone
Can
a
you tell
friend.
me?
Stella, do you know?
The Lighthouse Motel.
Yeah?
Oh, yes, obviously, the Lighthouse Motel. Because it was the site of the old lighthouse. Duh. So something that's actually fun about the location of this story is that it's based very closely off of a neighborhood in Pacifica, California called Rockaway Beach. And so the reason the name of the motel changed so many times is because a lot of the features of this little community are in this real neighborhood. So there is a motel with the parking lot that is up against the Pacific Ocean. There's a tea shop. It's called Lovey's. The real one is called Lovey's. If anyone's in Northern California, I highly recommend checking it out. And there's, these huge big cliffs. And on top of the cliff, it's called Maury Point. There's these big rock formations that feel sort of like a little bit otherworldly and really interesting that sort of help inspire the myth. But yeah, I can't believe I forgot the name of the motel, especially when there's so much backstory behind it. Anyway, get
It
ready for
does.
more.
It's happened a lot of times on our show. Okay, now I'm gonna return to Stella. Some people in Driftaway Beach, which is the town we're in this story in California, some people believe this ghost haunts the cliffs above town.
Oh no!
The Spirit of the Sea.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pulled it out.
Yeah.
Pulled it out. Really good. And all right, Kate. You almost said this in your description, so I think you're gonna know it. What is the name of the business in our town? What is the name of the business run by Babs?
Oh, birdies. Birdies tea
Birdie's
shop.
Tea Shop. There it is. Yes. And it sounds like that was also inspired by a real
Yes.
place.
So it's like I said, it's called Lovey's. It is absolutely it's very charming. When you go and sit for tea, every table gets a different teapot. They're not quite as fantastical as the teapots at Birdie's. But they have a lot, the petit fours, which is actually why after I won the Newbery Honor is what my editor sent me a box of petit fours from New York City, and
Nice.
it was just a great little touch. So yeah, it is a real business. I really highly recommend going checking them out. Obviously, Birdie's is not the same. It's not painted pink, the real Lovey's, but it's really based off that real business.
Excellent.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, great.
Okay, and staying in the town, when Fern, this is for you, Stella, first goes to the post office, she offers to trade this item for money to cover the postage.
Um, a wool hat.
Yeah, her hat. Awesome. Oh my God. You do know the
Awesome.
book. All right. Yeah, because she's come from this place of not having money, not having anything, and she's with bartering, right? Okay. Kate, Alex gives Fern a fantasy novel to read, and what is the title?
What is the title? Oh, of the
Of
not
the
the
book he gives.
he gives her a book called Fire Stride.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh my gosh. The only reason I know that is because that was in the list of things I brushed up on is I was like, I
Oh,
remember the name of the main character, but what was the name of the so yes, Fire Stride is the name of the fantasy novel.
awesome.
All right. It's still pretty close. I gotta say, Stella's in the lead. Now I'm gonna go back to you with another really specific thing. During the story, we see that Fern goes to school, which is a big deal to start in a new school. That's always a big thing. And students in Mr. Carlson's class, one of the teachers, can do this for extra credit.
Pick up trash around Driftaway Beach.
Really good. Really good.
Total pro.
And another character she meets in her adventures. For Kate, Fern hires Ron B. Tully. He's an investigator at this company. What's his company?
His company is called Fog Lamp Investigators.
Nice. That's a tough one. Really good.
I remembered. And it's I'm not sure if you're gonna have another bookish question. But one thing that I haven't talked about that is a little Easter egg in the book because Fire Stride is not a real book. But there is a reference to a real book, which is the one that her mom gives her. And I give a
Yeah.
little clues of what's
Ew, I
on.
know it too.
Yeah. So I'm curious to know who knows. Stella, do you want to?
I know this book because it was our very first Lit Circle book. Um, the war, no, the war that saved my life.
That's right. Yeah, it is
Oh,
one of my all-time favorite middle grade novels, and I just wanted to put a little bit of a teaser in there of the book that her mom gave her.
That was really good the way you didn't say what it was, but if people know it,
If
they
people
get
know
it.
it, they'll know the book exactly.
Absolutely. That was great.
okay. Stella, in social studies, kids laugh at Fern for asking who this important historical figure is.
George Washington.
I'm
Right?
amazed, Stella. You're not even like
You're
you're
not
ready.
you're not giving Kate any chance to come back at all. Just
I
slamming the door.
know. Nice job, my gosh. Okay, Kate, in their motel room, Fern and her mom dance to punk music, and who is the singer?
The singer is her name is Frankie Bellows, and it is who Fern, whose given name is Frankie, was named after.
Okay, good. Wow.
Very good, but guess what? I'm adding up my numbers here, and Stella is the clear winner. Congratulations.
Yeah, I was actually super worried. I was like, oh my gosh, choke on the first one. Watch me just get abs. Has anybody been blown out before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
always authors, never fans.
On the sand face on you on your mark.
about the fan face of working for.